Good morning from Trinity Lutheran Church. This is our morning meditation. Take this opportunity to give yourself a few moments with God. Get away from the noise of the world, relax, and breathe into the peace of God. Allow yourself the opportunity to experience peace without preconceived notions, worries, or expectation. Find a position where your back is straight. Your neck should be straight as well, as though a string is pulling your head up toward the ceiling. If this is difficult for you, find a position where you can simply relax and watch your breath. Understand that this might result in you falling asleep. That's okay. In fact, if you have trouble sleeping, watching your breath is an excellent way to fall asleep, or at least to become restful if sleep refuses to come. In order to watch your breath, you'll want to close your eyes. Close your eyes, and if you can, breathe through your nose. Watch your breath rise and fall as you breathe. You can concentrate on your diaphragm. You might feel the air filling your lungs, but most folks find it helpful to watch their breath as it goes in and out of their nose. However you choose to do this, don't force your breath. Let your breath rise and fall naturally. Now, the idea behind watching our breath is that it gives our mind something to do. Teachers of meditation sometimes call this part of our mind the monkey mind. It's the part of our mind that needs something to do all of the time, and it's why thoughts tend to flit through our heads as we go through our days. And of course, as you watch your breath, thoughts will come to you. That's all right. Let the thoughts come. Don't judge the thoughts or yourself. And once you have dealt with a thought, let it go its way and come back to watching your breath. We're going to watch our breath for about 3 minutes today, and then we will talk about the voice of God. Watch your breath. Relax. Dwell in God's peace. In the book of 1 Kings, we encounter the prophet Elijah. In truth, Elijah is something of a Paul Bunyan character in the Bible, almost a superhero, capable of amazing things. But Elijah was not feeling amazing on this day. He was not feeling like a superhero, because the king and queen, who had led Israel away from the worship of God, were seeking his life. We pick up the story in 1 Kings. And there Elijah went into a cave and spent the night in that place. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him. And the Lord said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" So he said, "I have been very zealous for the Lord God of hosts. For the children of Israel have forsaken your covenant, torn down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword. I alone am left, and they seek to take my life." Then the Lord said, "Go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord." And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore into the mountains and broke the rocks in pieces before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still, small voice. So it was, when Elijah heard it, that he wrapped his face in his mantle, and went out and stood in the entrance of the cave. Suddenly a voice came to him and said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" One of the hard things about our world is that loud is often seen as right. But the problem with loudness is it tends to become only about itself. When we yell or are being yelled at, our ability to think diminishes. We think only of attacking or of being attacked. Wisdom comes in reflection, in considering, and these are things best done in the calm of quiet. God comes to Elijah in the calm, and in turn calms his spirit and prepares him for the next part of his journey. Part of meditation is to train ourselves to dwell in quiet so that we might learn from it, so that we might learn to listen and really hear the voice of God. Likewise, remember the lesson of God's quiet voice when conflict or anger rise up in you or around you. Remember, truth is found in the calm of God. Take a breath, help those who are in conflict with you, and you will find God's truth comes to light far more easily. Find peace in the still, small voice. It is a peace passing all understanding.